What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is predictions time for a few of the games that are taking place this weekend. We've reached week number 3 of the November Internationals, and my word, what exciting rugby we have been witness to from teams that are just showing up, playing some heart and soul of a game, and teams that are maybe not playing as well as we would have expected them to play, but truly epic stuff that we've seen. I can't believe we've reached week 3. It's just flies by international rugby. I mean, next week's the last week of all the big games. Then we've got Argentina Barbarians at the final week. So it's sad, but it's been epic. It's been exciting, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for us. So I'm going to do majority of the fixtures. I'm going to say 2 videos for the other big games: New Zealand, Ireland, and SA versus Scotland. But these games I want to cover, obviously, because especially the lower order teams, because it's important to recognise them, especially for what they've been doing or what they've achieved, as well as all the other big teams that are playing. England, Japan, obviously Australia playing this weekend, Wales, and all those fantastic nations, as well as Argentina. So let's get to some of the predictions. We kick off the weekend with Romania versus USA. Now USA haven't had the worst year, and they've really done well. They won last weekend, which is great stuff for them. Romania obviously having their qualifiers for the World Cup, etc., etc., and haven't really participated in the November International. So it's gonna be an interesting contest. But for me, just where America is, how they are playing, how they have produced some good results with the games that they've played. Obviously, it's not been many, but with what they've had, I see them winning by 10 points or more. I think it will definitely be a challenge. Obviously, they're playing in Romania, but I just see I nearly said the All Blacks, the Americans just one step ahead of them on this one. Who knows? I could be wrong. Next game, we have Uruguay taking on Fiji. Now, Fiji, we know, are a great team. They gave a little bit of fight against Scotland, but unfortunately, Scotland ran away with them. Obviously, Uruguay have had their history in the Rugby World Cup and playing against the big teams, and they haven't got the greatest of results. But for me, with the Pacific Island teams, they're improving and getting better and wanting to put their hands up to show world rugby that they are capable of playing top tier nations. For me, I see Fiji winning comfortably by more than 15 points. Who knows, maybe Uruguay, again, it's in their territory, could give up a good fight, but for me, it's a no-brainer. I'm going Fiji on that one. Then we get a big fixture, Italy taking on Australia. When I say big, obviously Australia being in the Rugby Championship, Italy also having their moments. They picked up a win over Georgia last weekend. A lot of talk of that game because Georgia's been thrown in the mix of should they be playing in the Six Nations and all that stuff. Italy will be very happy and comfortable with the win of one of my best mates, Italian, so he was very chuffed with the win over the weekend. It wasn't a massive win, but it was an impressive performance from the Italians. Australia, obviously having lost last weekend, won't be too pleased with it. We all saw Wales haven't lost, I think, in over 10 years. Sorry, have lost to Australia for more than 10 years. So it was a massive win for Wales, and congratulations to them. Play with heart and soul. And lucky for the Australians, they need to just pick themselves up and go on. Obviously, they're just not in the greatest place of world rugby, which is heartbreaking to watch because we all know the caliber of what that team can offer, and it's just another question: should Michael Cheika be fired? I've asked this before, and I'm starting to wonder maybe he should be, because records are being broken for the wrong reasons within Australian rugby, and I think it's important that they address this. Please excuse the wind in Port Elizabeth, South Africa today. It is hectic. It's called the Windy City for a reason, and please excuse the noise in the background. So yeah, I'm going to go Australia, obviously going to pick up a win against Italy. Obviously the Italians will give some fight, give some effort within the game, but I just don't see them being the Aussies. The Aussies are hurting. They're going to want to lick their wounds and really start going forward and ending on a good note. They've got England next weekend, which is not going to be easy. They've got to really go in strong in this one. So for me, I'm going Australia to win by more than 15 points. Again, it could be a close one. Italy could be confident after that win, but I just see the Wallabies taking this one. Georgia Samoa up next. That could be a very, very good game. Georgia, obviously, as I said before, wanting to prove a point, wanting to put their hand up, really coming up nicely in World Rugby. And Samoa the same. It's a Pacific Island team that are really improving and show a lot of heart and passion within the game. They love playing rugby, and it's clearly shown when they play. And for me, it's going to be a very interesting game to watch. Georgia definitely, I think, capable of winning, but you can never count out the Samoans because they just go at it, they play hard. The last time these two played was in 2016. Georgia won by 4 points. In 2016 as well, they played again. 19-19 was the result. That was in Samoa. And then Georgia picking up another win in 2013. Not many results in the fixtures I've got. But for me, I think where Georgia is at the moment, I see them bouncing back. They had a very competitive game against the Italians, I thought, and I just see them beating Samoa. As a Southern Hemisphere boy, I would be happy to see Samoa winning, but I just see Georgia as the stronger one. Then we got Wales taking on Tonga. That should be also an interesting game. Obviously, Wales will go in as favourites and definite confident to win that game. But Tonga's a tough team, eh? They're just like all the other Pacific Island teams. They've got a lot of heart and passion and are tough rugby players, and will want to silence some of the critics, because the talk will be they're weaker, so Wales are going to hit them. But if they give up a good fight and score some points, they'll be quite proud of themselves and proud of the effort that they go. So for me, I definitely see Wales winning. Wales are really on a great path at the moment, and it's awesome to see. I have a friend who's currently in Dubai, another Gareth, who I met earlier this year, one of my subscribers, and it was just awesome to see Wales, and he wants to see Wales improve and grow as they go along, and it's awesome to see. I mean, last week's victory was so important for them. First time in over 10 years to beat Australia, breaking records, breaking bad history. It's fantastic for Wales, and I couldn't be happier for them, really. I love a team that improves, and I did a video a few months ago where I said, Wales, can they improve, or are they improving? And I strongly believe they were, and they are. They're putting up a good fight, and credit to them. They beat Australia, so I'm quite confident they will win. I'll go Wales by more than 20 points. Sorry to the Tongan fans, but I just don't see them getting that many points against a team like that, and I'm quite confident that Wales will pick up a win. Then I've got next up Spain versus Namibia. Interesting game, this one. I predicted Spain and Namibia to win over Russia, and I was clearly wrong, and a lot of you guys predicted that one as well. A lot of my friends predicted that one too. The last time these two teams played was in 2016. Namibia won 34-32, so close encounter and close effort within, but this was a tough one. I was clearly wrong last weekend, but I'm going to back the Southern Hemisphere boys and go with Namibia to win by probably 5 points or so. I think it could be a very interesting game. Definitely, unfortunately, won't be televised in South Africa, but will be interesting to see how these two teams play up and give each other a good battle. The last game was so close, I'm sure this year will be even closer 2 years later, so I'll be excited to see that result. So for me, I'm going Namibia to win by 5 or so points. Then the final one, well, not the final, second last one of this predictions video, England versus Japan. Now, England obviously will be hurting after the weekend of losing to New Zealand. If you haven't seen that recap video, I'll check it out in the previous videos. But so they're going to be wanting to bounce back and get some good points on them before Australia. They're going to rest their boys, I'm pretty sure, and go at it. One thing we must also remember is England's have been faced with a lot of injuries, so tough situation for them. They're going to want to really put on a very good result against Japan. One thing, again, Japan are a tough team. They scored quite a lot of points against the All Blacks. That's one thing we must remember. Yes, third or fourth team, but still, that's still impressive. They nearly beat the world team, so you can't count out Japan at all. They also wanted to prove a point before the World Cup, show that they have the capability of getting a good result, and putting on some tries for the game. So for me, it's going to be a win for England, in my opinion. Playing at Twickenham, it's never easy to win in Twickenham, as we saw. So I'm going to go, no, sorry Japan fans if you are here, but I'm going England to win by more than 20 points. I think Japan will come in strong, but England will finish off. They're going to be wanting some to ease the pain and to get some revenge on the try line and score some good tries. So I see them winning. Then the final prediction for this one, before we get to tomorrow's video, is France versus Argentina. Now, France obviously and Argentina both losing last weekend will be wanting to show the world what they can do. For me, France showed a lot of heart against the Springboks. They just couldn't take it at the end. Argentina really showed up and were competitive with the Irish, but again, come second half, they lost it and just couldn't hold it in. For me, the winner of this game is all who can play the full 80-minute game, who can last in the second half, who is the fittest. And it's going to be tough. Playing in France, like I've said before, is never easy. It's a tough contest to play, and I think the last time these two teams met, France did win comfortably, but the year before that it was tighter. So it should be an interesting battle between these two nations, and both are going to be hungry and wanting a win. So it's a tough one to predict. I want to go with Argentina just from a Southern Hemisphere point of view and backing them, but with France being home, I just see it, maybe them just taking it. I reckon it's going to be 7 points a game or less. Both teams are going to come in at it hard and strong, and really put in a strong, valiant effort. Who to predict? No, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to go Argentina to win by 5 points. Close game, should be interesting. But if Argentina can bring in the effort that they've really put in, the improvement that they've made this year, and concentrate strongly on the game and play a full game, there's no reason why they cannot win. France also haven't had the greatest game, will need a win, will want to win, so it's going to be tough. But for me, I'm going to go Argentina by 5 and see how that goes. So that's going to do it for those predictions for this weekend's game. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on South Africa versus Scotland and New Zealand and Ireland, the big game of the year. For me, it's going to be epic. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay subscribed for some of the recaps of the videos as well as we move forward. Congratulations to all the teams of the weekend, especially to Wales. I mean, amazing stuff beating Australia. Hard luck to the Aussies. Hopefully you guys can bounce back. Good luck to all the teams playing this weekend. Hopefully you make your countries proud, and if they unfortunately don't win, just remember there's always next time. It's process building for the World Cup, so have faith and believe in your boys. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Always appreciate the support. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys real soon for another video. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.